Hello, I'm Ashish Arora. I'm working as a senior scientist at the Molecular and Structural Biology Division of CSIR Central Drug Research Institute at Lucknow. I work in the area of structural biology and my specialization is determination of protein structures using NMR spectroscopy. I will present here module 23, which deals with chemical shift, coupling constants and spectral assignments of paper 8 medical physics for the EPG Pathshala. The objectives of this presentation are to tell you about definition of chemical shift, about factors affecting chemical shift like electronegativity, hybridization, magnetic anisotropy, hydrogen bonding and exchange phenomena, and then the definition of coupling constants and principle of spin-spin splitting. I'll discuss factors affecting coupling constants, chemical inequivalence, Pascal's law, Karplus equation, and then I'll come to spectral assignments, general rules and some simple examples. Let us start with the chemical shift. Absorption frequency of a nuclear spin depends on the magnetic field strength at the nucleus. Electrons also precess under the influence of the applied magnetic field. The precession of electrons generates local diamagnetic shielding that opposes the applied field, and this is described by a shielding tensor. This reduces the local magnetic field at the nucleus by a fraction sigma. B is equal to B0 bracket 1 minus sigma bracket closed. Chemical shift is the shift in resonance frequency due to chemical environment. In a molecule, all groups having identical chemical environment have identical chemical shift. By choosing a suitable frequency of a reference compound, the chemical shift can be converted into a dimensionless quantity, and it is very advantageous because it allows us to compare the same sample recorded on different spectrometers. Likewise, all nuclear spins in the sample can be converted and represented on a dimensionless chemical shift scale. The chemical shift of a nucleus is the ratio of the difference of the resonance frequency of the nucleus from a standard and the resonance frequency of the standard. Since the value is very small, it is multiplied by 1 million 10 raised to the power 6. This quantity is reported in ppn and given the symbol delta. Delta is equal to nu, which is frequency of the resonance signal, minus nu 0, which is frequency of the reference, divided by frequency of the reference standard and multiplied by 10 raised to the power 6. For organic molecules in organic solvents, the reference compound is usually tetramethylsilane TMS. TMS gives a singlet, the position of which is taken as 0 ppm on the chemical shift scale. Suppose a methyl group has a peak at 1 ppm on a 500 MHz NMR spectrometer. This means that its frequency is shifted by 500 Hz from that of TMS at 0 ppm, which is on resonance, because 500 Hz is 1 parts per million of 500 MHz. Hence, the frequency of methyl group on a 500 MHz NMR spectrometer will be 500.0000500 MHz, while the frequency of same methyl group on a 600 MHz NMR spectrometer will be 600.0000600 megahertz, and so on and so forth. Hence, conversion to chemical shift makes the description of resonance position independent of the applied field strength. so that if you measured the same sample, the methyl peak will be described as 1 ppm irrespective of whether it is recorded on a 500 megahertz NMR spectrometer or 600 megahertz NMR spectrometer. This is a major advantage as it allows for comparing samples recording on spectrometers with different field strengths. Chemical shift equivalence and non-equivalence. Protons found in chemically identical environments within a molecule are chemically equivalent. They exhibit same chemical shifts. Protons within TMS or benzene or acetone are chemically equivalent. CH3CO, CH3, that is acetone, and its CH3 protons are equivalent. Molecules can have sets of protons that are chemically distinct from one another. Such chemically distinct groups are chemically non-equivalent. They exhibit different chemical shifts. Two sets of chemically non-equivalent protons are seen in paraxylene and methyl acetate, which is CH3COCH3. And the two CH3s have different chemical shifts. So, acetate is the acetic acid group CH3CO, and you have the OH, and methyl means methanol reacts with it. So, that you have CH3COOCH3. Shielding and deshielding. We refer to low field and high field, and they are related to this shielding and deshielding. The signals that are farther away from the reference position 0 ppm are said to be deshielded. They also are termed as downfield shifted signals. The signals that are closer to the reference are termed as shielded or upfield shifted. As you can see in the figure, there is a chemical shift scale. The signals that are close to 0 are shielded or upfield, and the signals that are away from 0 towards 10 ppm are deshielded or downfield. Factors affecting chemical shift. The chemical environment around a nucleus results in local diamagnetic shielding. The chemical shift is affected by factors that influence the electronic environment. These factors are as follows: electronegativity, hybridization, that means an sp, sp2 or sp3 carbon to which the proton is attached, magnetic anisotropy, hydrogen bonding and exchange phenomena. Electronegativity. Due to the inductive effect, electron withdrawing groups draw electron density towards themselves. Electronegative substituents on carbon deshield the attached proton. Multiple electronegative substituents have a cumulative effect on deshielding. Methyl chloride has less chemical shift than dichloromethane, which has less chemical shift than chloroform. Their molecular formulas are CH3Cl, where the protons have chemical shift of 3.05 ppm. CH2Cl2, protons have 5.30 ppm chemical shift, and CHCl3, the H, the methine H, has a chemical shift of 7.27 ppm. So, as the electronegative chlorine atoms increase, as their number increases on the carbon, the attached proton goes further and further downfield. Higher the electronegativity of the substituent, higher is the chemical shift, as is seen for the halides. CH3F, protons have 4.26 ppm chemical shift, CH3Cl 3.05, CH3Br 2.68 and methyl iodide 2.2 ppm. Electron donating substituents raise the electron density, thereby lowering the value of chemical shift. Hybridization. sp3 hydrogens. All hydrogens attached to purely sp3 carbons have a limited chemical shift range of 0 to 2 ppm. Chemical shift for aliphatic compounds decreases in the order tertiary is more than secondary is more than primary. Protons attached to carbon in a highly constrained ring like cyclopropyl rings are further shielded with respect to aliphatic methyl groups, as is shown in the figure. Hybridization continued. sp2 hydrogens. Simple vinyl hydrogens have chemical shifts in the range of 4.5 to 7 ppm. Aromatic hydrogens appear in the range of 7 to 8 ppm. Aldehyde protons appear in the range of 9 to 10 ppm, whereas sp hydrogens, acetylenic protons, appear in the range of 2 to 3 ppm. Two factors contribute to the chemical shift. The first is electronegativity of carbon, which is in the order sp is more than sp2 is more than sp3 hybridized carbon. However, the observed chemical shifts for alkenes and aromatic compounds are enormously high, while that of alkynes are enormously low in terms of their electronegativity. And this is explained in terms of magnetic anisotropy. Magnetic anisotropy is a peculiarity of pi bonds or delocalized electrons. It implies that the magnetic field in the vicinity of the atom is anisotropic, that is, other than being uniform or spherically symmetric. All groups in a molecule that have pi electrons generate secondary anisotropic fields. In alkenes, the induced magnetic field lines are parallel to the external field at the location of the alkene protons, which therefore shift downfield to a 4.5 ppm to 7.5 ppm range. In benzene and other aromatic systems, the circulation of the electrons is called as ring current, induces a stronger magnetic field at the hydrogen nuclei, which therefore show chemical shift at 7 to 8 ppm. In alkynes, the induced magnetic field has a geometry such that the acetylenic protons are shielded, as is shown in the figure. So, if you follow the various circles that are shown, the protons that are attached to alkenes or benzene aromatic system or alkynes, they have different ranges, and they may be falling in the area, in the regions that are either shielded or deshielded because of the magnetic anisotropy. Other factors that affect chemical shift are hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding results from direct attachment of a proton to an electronegative atom. Hydrogen bonding results in deshielding, which leads to higher values of chemical shifts. Hydrogen bonding is dependent on concentration and temperature, which makes the position of such hydrogens variable. Higher the extent of hydrogen bonding, higher is the chemical shift. It is observed particularly for carboxylic acids, phenols, alcohols, amines and amides. Carboxylic acid protons have chemical shifts in the range of 10 to 12 ppm because of both electronegativity and delocalization effects, as is shown in the figure for carboxylic acid on the left and hydrogen bonding for alcohol on the right. Chemical shift charts. Chemical shift yields general information on functional groups. Characteristic proton chemical shifts and chemical shift ranges for different classes of compounds are shown in the chart that is presented here. You can see that there are different classes. Very downfield you can see RCOOH, the carboxylic acid, then you have RCHO, that are the aldehydes, and then you have aromatics, and on the upfield side you have the alkanes and other groups. Now we come to another phenomena. This is called as the scalar couplings. Consider again the proton NMR spectrum of ethyl acetate. The three distinct peaks have different substructures or splitting. The ethoxy methyl group at 1.2 ppm is split into 3 or a triplet, while the methylene proton peaks at 4.1 ppm is split into 4 or a quartet. Splitting of peaks is because of the scalar or J couplings between protons on adjacent carbon atoms. J couplings result from spin-spin interactions that are mediated through chemical bonds connecting two spins. Scalar couplings arise from the interaction of nuclear magnetic moment with the electrons involved in the chemical bond. The nuclear spin polarization of one atom affects the polarization of the surrounding electrons. The electron polarization subsequently produces a change in the magnetic field that is sensed by the coupled spin. These couplings provide information on the connectivity between atoms that are chemically bonded to one another. Here I must tell you that the scalar couplings are independent of magnetic field strength. The basis of scalar couplings. On the left you see a figure which describes energy levels. What it shows that if there are two spins and then there are I and S, and suppose that these two spins, they have the alpha and the beta state, so that their energy levels are described as alpha alpha, alpha beta, beta alpha and beta beta. Now if these spins do not couple to each other, then the transitions that are seen 1, 3 and 2, 4, they have the same energy and they basically give a single line which is at the chemical shift of or omega I, whereas the transitions 1, 2 and 3, 4 are also equivalent in energy and they also give a single transition but at the chemical shift of omega S. Now when these two spins couple and the equations are described on the right side, then there is an additional factor which is given by JIS, and this changes the energy levels, and now there is a split. In the absence of coupling, there are two transitions omega I and omega S. In the presence of coupling JIS, the energy levels become unequal, leading to 4 transitions, 2 centered around omega I and 2 around omega S with a difference of JIS between them. What is the basis for this coupling? Hydrogens on adjacent carbons are termed as vicinal and are linked to each other via 3 bonds. Consider a proton HA which is vicinal to another non-equivalent proton HB. Both HA and HB sense the alpha and beta spins of each other in almost equal proportions. One half of HA will experience the alpha spin of HB, while the other half will experience the beta spin of HB. The experienced alpha spin would slightly enhance the magnetic field, while the beta spin would diminish it. Hence, the frequency signal of HA would be split into 2. Likewise, the signal of HB would also be split into 2. The magnitude of splitting is same for HA and HB and is given by the coupling constant 3JAB in units of Hertz. In general, the spin-spin splitting can be explained empirically by the n+1 splitting rule for n number of hydrogens on adjacent carbon atoms. Factors affecting scalar couplings. Nuclei should have different chemical shifts for spin-spin coupling. Measurable splitting is often associated with nuclei separated by 3 or fewer bonds. Longer range couplings may be observed in molecules having rigid configuration of atoms. J is the same for both partners in a spin-spin coupling and is independent of the external magnetic field strength. The splitting pattern of a given nucleus follows the n+1 rule, where n is the number of spin-coupled nuclei with same J. If there are 2 neighboring spin-coupled nuclei, the observed signal is a triplet, 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. If there are 3 spin-coupled neighbors, the signal is a quartet, 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. In all cases, the central line of the splitting pattern are stronger than those on the periphery. And this is explained by Pascal's triangle. Pascal's triangle provides the relative intensities of lines in an n+1 splitting pattern. The relative intensities of lines are in the same ratio as coefficients of a binomial expansion. In Pascal's triangle, each number is a sum of numbers directly above it. In simple terms, a triplet would have lines with relative intensities of 1:2:1 and a quartet would have 1:3:3:1 as is shown in the figure. Karplus equation. The Karplus equation describes an approximate relation between the observed vicinal coupling constant 3J and the dihedral angle alpha between the coupled protons. The mathematical expression of Laplace equation is 3jHh is equal to A plus B cos alpha plus C cos 2 alpha. A and B and C are constants. A is equal to 7, B is equal to -1 and C is equal to 5. The figure shows the dependence of the coupling constants on the dihedral angle. You can see that when the dihedral angle is 0 or 180, then the coupling is maximum, and that there is a gray band which shows the variation. One can also see that close to 90, when the dihedral angle is close to 90, then the coupling is very, very low. Now we try to look at some of the spectral interpretation. NMR spectral interpretation plays a pivotal role in molecular identifications. The structure of a compound can be assigned through several NMR observables such as chemical shift, spin multiplicity, coupling constants and integration. The process is as follows. Determine how many signals, different clusters there are in the proton spectrum and note their chemical shifts. From the integrals, determine how many proton nuclei are present in each cluster. Determine the multiplicity of each signal cluster. If the molecular formula is known, compare the total hydrogens and hydrogens in different group with the formula. For example, methyl iodide. NMR spectra of methyl iodide shows a single peak as all 3 protons of methyl group are in equivalent environment and hence there is no splitting. And as we have read before, the signal comes at 2.2 ppm. Methanol. Methanol protons are in an equivalent environment and appear as a singlet at 3.35 ppm. The hydroxyl proton is observed as a singlet at 4.80 ppm. There is no coupling between the vicinal hydroxyl and methyl protons because of the hydroxyl proton is involved in exchange phenomenon. 1,2-dichloroethane. Here you see that there are 2 chlorides on the 2 carbons and there are 2 methylenes. All protons are in equivalent environment and display a single resonance signal with no splitting with chemical shift of around 3.73 ppm. 1,1-dichloroethane. Now, in 1,1-dichloroethane, there are 2 sets of protons. The methine proton has chemical shift of 5.89 ppm and is split by the adjacent methyl proton into a quartet, while the methyl group has chemical shift of 2.06 ppm and is split by the adjacent methine proton into a doublet. The ratio of integrals is roughly 1:3. Ethyl acetate, CH3COO-C2H5. So, there are 2 methyl groups and 1 methylene group. There are 3 sets of protons, methyl shown in green and methylene in red. Methylene in ethoxy group are coupled and show splitting. Methylene is observed as a quartet at 4.15 ppm because of the neighboring 3 protons of the methyl group. The methyl is observed as a triplet at 1.25 ppm, whereas the methyl group of acetate is observed as a singlet at 2.05 ppm. Let us now consider the example of a slightly more complex molecule of strychnine, which is C21H22N2O2, and its structure is shown below. It is composed of 5 rings and a bit of a pucker involving another 6th ring. The labeling of various carbons and various atoms in strychnine is shown by the numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. There is one aromatic ring at one end, and there is a double bond at positions 21 and 22, and there is a carbonyl bond at position 10. There is an oxygen in one of the rings and it has the position 24, and there is nitrogen in 2 rings at position 19 and also at position 9. The proton NMR spectrum of the alkaloid strychnine is complex with many peaks showing different chemical shifts and splittings. The spectra for this molecule is shown on the right bottom. You see the TMS signal at 0 ppm, and now let us just go extreme downfield, and here we are able to see a signal just before 6 and 4 signals from 7 to 8.2 ppm. So, the signals specifically that are between 7 and 8.2 ppm, they come from the aromatic ring positions 1, 2, 3 and 4, and the signal close to 6 most probably comes from the proton that is attached to position 22, because at position 21 there is no proton attached as it is a quaternary carbon. Other than that, all the peaks have to be carefully analyzed by using more advanced 2D NMR methods, and what we will do is that we will try to take the example of strychnine. We will try to take this as a challenge to characterize all its peaks that we see to specific positions in the structure. Here, one more thing that I want to add is that just like the proton NMR spectrum, there is also the carbon NMR spectrum. If the concentration is enough, then each of the carbon, in spite of very low natural abundance, will give a peak in the carbon spectrum, and depending on the chemical shift, which the carbon spectrum has almost similar like that of the proton spectrum, except for a different range of chemical shifts, then each of the peaks that is observed in the carbon spectrum can also be assigned to the specific position, which we will also learn by using heteronuclear multidimensional NMR methods. This we have come to the end of this module, and now let us summarize. The chemical shift results from characteristic chemical environment around a nuclei, and as we have seen that this is because of the electrons surrounding the various nuclei and the way they are polarized by different substituents and their electronegativities that are attached to them. Chemical shift is expressed as a dimensionless quantity delta in parts per million or ppm. This is necessary because it helps in comparing the same sample recorded on different spectrometers at different places, and the standard that is chosen is TMS, tetramethylsilane, for organic solvents, and DSS for aqueous samples. Chemical shift is influenced by a variety of factors like electronegativity, hybridization, magnetic anisotropy, and hydrogen bonding. Scalar couplings result from spin-spin interactions that are mediated through chemical bonds connecting two spins. The magnitude of splitting is same for both the coupled atoms and is given by the coupling constant 3J AB in units of Hertz. This coupling phenomena is conducted through the intervening electrons by polarization of the electrons. The splitting of peaks follows the n plus 1 rule, where n is the number of adjacent protons. The relative intensities of peaks in a multiplet can be obtained from Pascal's triangle. So, a doublet has intensities in the ratio of 1:1, a triplet has intensities in the ratio of 1:2:1, quartet has in 1:3:3:1, and so on and so forth. The observed vicinal coupling constant 3JHH is related to the dihedral angle alpha between the coupled protons by Karplus equation, and it is important in the case of peptides especially, where the 3J H alpha HN provides a measure for the secondary structure alpha helix and beta sheets, about which we will learn in the next modules. Spectral interpretation is done through the chemical shift, splitting and integral information. Thank you.